Welcome. This is the University of Southern California's Leonard Davis School of Gerontology, and we are proudly celebrating our 50th anniversary. We are the oldest and largest school of gerontology in the country, and we're very proud to share with all of you our graduate programs and today's career opportunities. My name is Dr. Steven Stump. I am an admission counselor here at the school. I'm also an alumni of the university. I completed all my bachelor's, master's, and doctoral programs at the university, and I am very proud to share my student life experiences and any other resources that we can offer you. This QR code will go directly to our website, so you can follow along there as well. Our university is located in Los Angeles. We're near downtown. We're conveniently located on a metro stop, so you can be at the beach within 35 minutes. You can be in Hollywood, the home of movies and film, in just another 30 minutes. With a 2-hour drive, you can be in the desert, you can be skiing in the mountains. And Los Angeles has a lot to offer in terms of cultural events, nightlife, museums, activities, Hollywood premieres. So we really encourage you, if you choose to do one of our programs residentially, get involved with the city and what it has to offer. Our school offered the first master's and PhD program in gerontology all the way back in 1975. And we started as a research institution. So our faculty members are primarily performing research in our building, as you can see here, rendering of our building. And we have a basement where we have biological research going on. We have a floor of sociological, public policy, psychological research going on as well. And those results and findings are coming directly into our degree programs. We have 11 faculty that have been named in the top 1% of all scientists in all fields in the world. And that's incredible because if you're interested in research, you can get involved with their cutting edge findings. You can be working on publications with them. Or if you want to focus on internships, connecting with our alumni association, we are over 3,000 strong just from the School of Gerontology. And our alumni are located all around the world, such as East Asia, the Middle East, Europe, South America, and all across North America. We have a lot of funding too, $20 million yearly in federal research funding that are coming into our labs and scholarship programs. So what is gerontology? We define gerontology as the study of aging across the lifespan. We're using core disciplines such as biological, sociological, and psychological aspects to study. And we're implementing all of them into our programs holistically. We're able to do this because our faculty have joint appointments in other departments around the university, such as neuroscience, medicine, pharmacy, psychology. So you are being presented with current theories and trends to give you this holistic approach. We've broken down gerontology into 6 core disciplines: medicine, biology, psychology, sociology, and demography, along with economics. So even though you may have a class or a program that's focused on one of these core disciplines, your professor could be bringing in topics from these other disciplines, encouraging you or challenging you to think of a problem or a challenge in a different way. And why is this important to have this holistic approach or to even study gerontology? Well, in the next about 10 to 15 years here in the United States, 1 in 5 Americans are going to be over 65 years in age. That's huge because they control a very large amount of our economic spending power in the country. So they're using their money for health products, health services, transportation, technology, home modification. It's going into public policy to help prevent these older adults from abuse, injuries, or to increase their health span and longevity. So we think there's a lot of careers and opportunities that have also been identified by the US Labor Department in terms of availability for positions. So while we have a lot of opportunities, We have over 3,000 alumni. We're also the oldest school of gerontology, so our reputation really carries a lot of weight. We're guaranteeing that our next generation of students are going to be the leaders within the field of aging and gerontology. So we want you to be part of that next leading generation. So how can you be part of that generation? You can join one of our programs. We offer programs that are at the undergraduate level, such as bachelor's, minors, study abroad, progressive degree programs. But today's session will be focusing on our graduate degrees. We currently offer 12 different master's programs and a graduate certificate. Out of these 12 master's and graduate certificate, 12 of them are fully online. So you can do them based anywhere in the world as long as you have an internet connection. For our online education, all of the classes are presented live. So you can join the class live, interact, ask questions, watch the faculty member really present the knowledge and get involved in the class. However, everyone's schedule may not allow that. So you can also access the recording of the classes. That way you can watch and do the class on the semester system at your own pace any day of the week. And we do have funding options for our students that are entering into our master's and graduate certificate programs, such as our merit-based scholarship. We award over $1 million a year to our students. That's huge, and that's something that you can apply directly on the application to the program. If you're admitted into the program, I can also provide a list of gerontology specific scholarships, such as a document. That way it can help you explore all the funding resources that may be available to you. So let's jump right into the programs and what type of career opportunities they present to our students. Our first program that we'll discuss is our flagship program, the Master of Science in Gerontology. This program is designed for individuals that do not necessarily have a bachelor's degree in gerontology or any work experience, but want to get into great depth with knowledge and the skill set in the field. So we're combining those 6 core disciplines into this program. You'll have required courses that are based around all of them, and then you'll have enough elective units where you can have sort of a mini concentration. That mini concentration can be all classes that are in one grouping, such as psychology classes, or you can space them out and take classes that interest you, such as technology, psychology, and another sociology class. Another great component of this program is we've built in a field practicum, which you can think of like an internship. We have an internship director that will be able to help you find internships that match the requirements of this program so that you can graduate with 240 hours of work experience. And then in that work experience, if you have any challenges or difficulties with a problem or an encounter that you have, you can bring it back into the classroom. Hear what the internship director might have to say about it, or hear how your peers in your class would approach it. The program's really preparing you for the widest breadth of career opportunities. So if you're also not sure exactly what you want to do, it's a great option to kind of explore a little bit. If you know that you want to do something or pursue something specific, it's also a great way to get in-depth knowledge of that one interest of yours. Some of our students are going to education. They're starting their own businesses, working with public policy at the regional, state, or national level. Some of our students are going into civil or public transportation planning. Other students are looking at psychology, how to counsel or consult for their families, loved ones. Others may be interested in the health administration system, looking at palliative, hospice care, or the different types of interactions with insurance. So there's a lot that you can explore in terms of your career post-graduation. This program is also special to us because we've teamed up with 6 other programs here at the university to offer something called a dual degree. Our dual degree is if you're admitted into the Master of Science in Gerontology and the other program at USC, you can then declare dual degree status, which reduces the number of required classes that you would have to take for both programs, so that you can end up graduating with 2 degrees a little bit quicker than if you do one after the other. I would say some of our more popular dual degree options are the Masters of Business Administration, Masters of Social Work, or the Masters of Health Administration with the MSG program. Now, let's say you already have about 3 to 5 years of work experience in the field of aging or relevant work experience. Our Master of Arts is designed to combine that work experience and really polish your executive skill set, meaning we're going to introduce you to current theories, trends, practices, or case studies within the field. The program can be done in as little as a year, or it's equated to about 7 classes. It has very similar career trajectories as the Master of Science in Gerontology, such as delivering direct services, managing a direct service. You could also work with evaluations of programs, home modification techniques, incorporation of technology into daily lives, in addition to all those that the MSG covers. Next, I'm going to move into a series of 3 different master's programs that focus on aging services, management, and business. The first in this mini series is our Aging Services Management program. The program, I would say, is one of our most popular, and that's because you have the most elective units out of any degree program that we offer. Meaning, you really get to study and pick any class that we offer at the master's level. So you get to study exactly what you want and pick those classes. The couple of required classes that you do have are going to focus on management and leadership skills. One of my favorite classes I've sat in on is a leadership class. And every couple of classes, you have either a CEO, a president, a founder, an influential person within the field coming and sharing with you what work and doesn't work to be a leader. It also prepares you for careers within social services, communications, care, housing, how to access that, how to navigate the legal and the regulatory affairs around it. Also, being able to start your own business, being able to be a consultant, be able to go to financial institutions, HR departments, and really share your expertise to help individuals as they go through that aging process. The second in this mini series is our Senior Living Hospitality program. This program is designed to give individuals the ability to own, operate, manage, or direct a senior care facility, such as senior living, assisted living, palliative care, or a retirement community. And we're able to do that because we've also teamed up with Cornell University's Nolan School of Hotel Administration. They are offering online modules about the hospitality and hotel administration component of these types of facilities. And if you do a couple of additional modules, you can even earn a graduate certificate from Cornell at no additional cost to your tuition. So some of the classes and ideas that you're focused on in this program are going to look at legal and regulatory issues, branding, consumer decision making about one of these types of facilities. You're also going to be looking at how to manage a staff, and then look at some of the sociological, psychological, and nutritional requirements of these inhabitants. The third in this mini series is our long-term care administration program. And it's designed to give you the experience to become an administrator of a long-term care facility, retirement community, assisted living facility. We've teamed up with 2 other schools here at the university, the School of Economics and Accounting and the School of Public Policy. So you'll actually be able to take classes in all 3 schools at USC, which is pretty cool because you get to increase your alumni network and your peer connections. But then you also get to focus on economics, finance, and public policy, all with an emphasis within aging and gerontology. So really designed for a very specific type of role in one of these types of organizations. Next, let's transition to our medical gerontology program. The program is taught by practicing MDs, most often teaching or working at our university hospitals. USC owns and operates 4 hospitals within the LA, Southern California region. These professors are bringing in real life case patients so that you can start looking at the patient holistically. And when you're looking at them holistically, they're going to teach you how to recognize signs of aging naturally versus aging with chronic illnesses or diseases. So that could include cardiovascular diseases, Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, Huntington's, in addition to cancer and diabetes. You'll be asked to look at polypharmacy and the risks of long-term multiple medication usage, And as your elective courses will encourage you to take technology components. That way you can incorporate telemedicine, e-health, and different new, novel, or emerging technologies into your treatment and prevention plans. I see three main types of students that want to do this type of program. One is a student that wants a master's degree program as a gap year between bachelor's and another health professional school, such as an MD program, physical therapy, occupational therapy. Second type of student has already done one of those professional health programs. I want to come back and have a specialization within gerontology and older adults. The third type of student wants to work in the health professions as an adjacent professional, meaning you want to work as a consultant, work in hospital HR types of settings, being able to navigate these for senior care facilities, retirement care facilities. It's also a great personal knowledge if you're interested in the health professions at end of your career or post-retirement. Next is our Applied Technology and Aging Masters. This program is going to teach you about different components of technology to either combat social loneliness, non-digital natives and their integration into telemedicine, e-health, and how telemedicine and e-health can progress in the future. Other technologies could look at biomedical devices, such as devices to restore walking ability, restore eyesight, or it could be for health tracking so that your information is going to your doctor before you even get there. Some other technologies could be preventing invasion of privacy. Instead of having a camera in your bathroom to watch a loved one to prevent them from falling or watch them fall, maybe having a radar system to do the same thing and protect their privacy. These are all different types of topics that you'll be discussing in some of these classes, preparing you for a career as either starting your own company, working for larger organizations in age tech departments such as Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Apple. Or you could be going to startups really focused on biomedical devices, looking at neuroimaging devices, imaging techniques, or imaging components. Our newest master's program, which I'm very excited to share with all of you, is our aging biology. This is our only master's program that is residential only. And it's residential because you'll be doing 2 years of extensive research experience. You only need 4 classes, the rest is all focused on your research. While it has aging biology in the title, you can also have an interdisciplinary field or approach to your research, such as incorporating epidemiology, psychology, sociological, or biodemographic principles. The program is designed for either preparing you for a doctoral level program, such as a PhD, MD, or MD PhD program. It's giving you that extra experience of how to perform research if you may not have had it in your undergraduate experience. If you decide a master's is enough for you, you can also enter the fields of biotechnology. You can work with big pharmaceutical companies. Some of our faculty that are providing research opportunities in this program are interested in peptides and peptide research, which is a big kind of new topic within this field. So a lot to get interested and excited about. Our next 4 master's programs are going to focus all on nutrition and dietetics. I like to think of an easy way to break down the differences in the 4 programs is 2 of our most master's programs are focused on preparing for a registered dietitian exam or licensure. And the other 2, the ones on the right in this scenario, are focused on preparing you to become a certified dietary manager. So let's dive into what are the 2 differences between those 2 licensures. It depends on where you want to practice, whether that be in the United States, outside the United States, in a private practice setting, if you want to start your own firm or business, if you want to work in a clinical setting, if you want to have a supervision by someone else, or you want to be supervising other people's. We do have another video that goes into really great depth about those 2 differences of exams and licensures. But let's start with our Nutrition, Health Span, and Longevity program, abbreviated MSNHL. This is our coordinated program. which will incorporate 1,000 hours of supervised practice and give you those clinical rotations if you are attending our program in person. The program is going to prepare you for that registered dietitian exam or licensure, and we have about over a 95% pass rate. So our students that do the program and take that exam are really prepared to go out into the field. The second program that's also preparing for that registered dietitian is our nutritional science program. Please note that the prerequisites for the previous program included 11 courses and 40 shadow hours, while this program does include either DPD, Didactic Program of Dietetics Verification Statement, or that you're already holding a licensure as an RDN. If you're an international student and you have licensure in another country, that may satisfy the RDN component and then allow you to be qualified for a STEM visa with this program. The next two programs are focused on the Certified Dietary Manager exam or licensure. The first is our Lifespan Nutrition and Dietetics. And if you're interested in practicing nutrition outside of the United States or in a certain capacity here in the United States, I highly recommend this program. It only has 4 prerequisite classes. It has supervised practice and very similar classes to our coordinated program or the MSNHL. If you're an international student, you can also qualify for STEM visa with this program, and it's preparing you for career opportunities such as working within private practices underneath a registered dietitian. You can work in hospitals, you can work with professional sports teams, you can work with large cafeterias as well. The last of the 4 nutrition dietetics programs is food service management and dietetics. And this has a stronger emphasis on wellness, nutrition, longevity, and the management of food service. So you're going to be looking at how food plays an integral role in maybe culture or the longevity process, or those that may have long-term chronic illnesses or diseases. Note that this is the only of the 4 programs that does not have any prerequisite requirements to apply and will also prepare you for Certified Dietary Manager exam and licensure. If you're not sure if a master's program is for you, or maybe you're coming mid-career and want to kind of do a career shift, or already have another master's, I think our graduate certificate in gerontology is a great option. It's designed for professionals that may have that 10, 15, 20 years of work experience and just want to have a stronger emphasis in working with older adults. The program is just 4 classes, so as a full-time student, you can be done as little as 1 semester or 5 months, or you can take one at a time, in which case it'd take about a year and a half to complete. All of the classes can potentially also transfer into a master's program. So it's also a great stepping stone if you want to enter into the field, or if you really just kind of want that 1 or 2 case studies, leadership, introduction to current theories, trends, and practices. Like I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of extensive research that's truly groundbreaking and leading the world in each of their fields. Those 11 faculty members, in addition to about the other 30 that we have in our building, are focused on things such as genetics, neuroscience. They're looking at regeneration, stem cells, elder abuse, elder justice system. They're looking at stress, memory, sleep, speech patterns, and cognition. Also looking at economics, finance, demography, socioeconomic status. And all of these things are important because they're all interrelated. So while we may have a biological lab, they may team up with a sociology professor or a psychology professor to do a paper because they're so kind of dependent in this holistic approach. So how can you get involved in our research if you're not in that one Master's of Science in Aging Biology program? Well, you can join our PhD programs. You do not need a master's to apply to our PhDs. You just need a bachelor's degree. I do recommend that you have some research experience under your belt as well. But I think our PhD programs are truly unique because they're both fully funded. A fully funded PhD program for us means that we'll be able to cover the cost of your tuition and also provide a stipend check for your living expenses for the duration of your program up to 6 years. Both of our programs are going to be focused that you are doing primarily coursework and you're starting your lab rotations your first year. Then you progress into qualifying exams and ultimately your dissertation research and performing research, while the last stage is defending your dissertation. So let's jump into the first PhD program, which is our geroscience. Geroscience is this term that's been in the field for about 5 to 10 years now. And it's really inclusive of translational research, the biology of aging, biomedical sciences, technological research. It could be big data as well. So our faculty are focused on these four core areas, whether it's neuroscience, neurocognition, neuromemory. They're looking at molecular and cellular biology, all the way from genes and genetics to epidemiology. We have stem cell and regenerative sciences going on as well, and our biomedical sciences, whether that's looking at how the sexes are aging differently, different races, genders are aging differently. They're also looking at neurocognition in terms of language and memory and neural pathways. So if you're really interested in getting involved, our faculty are world-renowned in terms of their mentorship capabilities. The chair of our PhD in Geroscience program has actually won the Milken Institute for Good Mentorship to PhD students. So it's very exciting that he's charging the way of all of our mentors for our students. The second PhD program that we offer is focused on gerontology. So it's really focused with psychological, behavioral, sociological, and also an integration of neurological aspects of the lifespan. So some of our faculty in this program are looking at sleep, emotions, cognition, memory loss, retention, or being able to regain parts of memory. Some of them are looking at how the different sexes are aging differently. Others are looking at biodemography, socioeconomic status, and environmental factors as well. If you are a professional and you maybe don't want to focus on necessarily the research component, we have a doctorate of longevity arts and sciences. And this program is combining your extensive work experience with classes and guided mentorship to create a summative project. Our summative project can be thought of in terms of magnitude, such as writing a book, starting a nonprofit organization, proposing a piece of literature at state or national level in your either region or country. So it's creating this type of legacy with the summative project that you're instilling with not only your expertise and knowledge in the field, but within the framework, classes, theories, and trends that you will be taking. This program is available part-time and full-time. It's also available fully online or in person. And that's where it does differ from the PhDs. The PhDs are in person, full-time only. Our academic programs are rigorous. We really want to challenge you. We want to instill this knowledge to make you a leader within the field of aging once you graduate. But we also want you to have an enriched student life experience while in our programs. And we're able to do that in a couple of different ways, such as our colloquium lecture series. Typically, about every other week or so, we have a guest lecturer come to our campus and give a lecture on either their new publication, research that they're performing, a case study that they've done. And it's really great because if you are aligned with that field, it's something new. But if you may have a different interest or specialization, it's cool to see all the different areas and how that holistic approach comes back, even into your studies and specialization. Another way, and I think I encourage every single student to join, is our Student Gerontology Association as a way to get socialization and philanthropic work in while in the program. This association, known as SGA, is combining undergraduate, master's, and PhD students all together. So you're really meeting a wide range of students all at different points in their either academic or career journeys. Another great thing that they do is every year they host our annual alumni dinner. And that's a way for us to bring back our 3,000 plus growing family of alumni back to our campus. And hopefully, sometimes it turns into jobs for our students. And when one day, when you're in the position, you can come back and hire our future students. If you're interested in doing community service or volunteer work, we have a variety of different organizations and clubs around the university and our school that focus on that, such as the Interest Volunteers working with older adults and recent studies that are going on. Another great way to apply what you've learned in the classroom into real world settings is through our study abroad opportunities. Our study abroad are typically known as Maymesters or Julymesters, and they're very short, typically only 3 to 4 weeks long. The first week is normally in our campus here in Los Angeles, and then the next 2 to 3 weeks are in the destination country. The first class goes to Italy, and it's labeled 493. I've kind of gave it this nickname as the death and dying class because you're really interested in looking at the death and dying culture, customs, law, society, and their diet that are all focused around this stage of life. We have another class that also goes to Italy, and it's really looking at the role of nutrition, genes, and dietetics in longevity. You get to see different foods and even go and watch some sort of medical procedure being happening firsthand. We have another class that's going to Costa Rica, and it's really interested in examining blue zones. There are 5 blue zones in the world, and they are an area with a high concentration of individuals that live to be 100 years or older. There is one blue zone outside Los Angeles in Loma Linda and another in Costa Rica. So you're comparing the two in terms of social activity, physical activity, nutrition, and what else is going on. We have another class that's going to South Korea and really interested in sociobiological factors of aging. You get to visit different universities, companies, looking at culinary experiences, culture, religion, and technology, and the interplay into daily life. One of our other courses is headed to the United Kingdom, such as England, Scotland, and Ireland. And you're comparing the environmental and genetic comparisons between the UK and the United States. Maybe one of those topics that you discuss is if you live on a street with a lot of trees versus no trees. May you be more prone to health inclinations, diseases, and what are the long-term effects? I think it's also important to consider job opportunities post-graduation. And that's one thing that we can include into a program if you're selecting that, such as our internship experience. Sometimes those internships turn into full-time positions. And if you're not in one of our internship programs, our internship director, career guidance person, and our senior associate dean are sending out emails that include information about job postings, alumni that are seeking opportunities, and that continues even as you are an alumni and have graduated from our program. Here is a non-comprehensive list of organizations and different venues where we have alumni and connections working today. While our programs can be rigorous, we do want to challenge you, like I've mentioned. We also want you to have that stress-free student life. And one way that you can get involved and have that personal relationship with our dean is every Wednesday, we convert one of our classrooms into a yoga studio. And to end the week on Fridays, we have a drum circle. So beat out all the things that you have left on your chest and your shoulders for the week, be able to go into your weekend relaxed. So how do you apply to our programs and join our family? For our PhD applicants, it's important to note that there's only one admission cycle per year. The application is typically released in early fall and will have a hard deadline, meaning it's due December 1st, and we are unable to accept applications after that deadline. With your application, you'll need to upload onto the portal your statement of interest, your resume or updated CV, 3 letters of recommendation. You can submit up to 4. We'll also require a writing sample. Your writing sample can be either published or unpublished work. We do ask that it's around 5 to 10 pages in length minimum. If you're going to submit something that's manuscript length, go ahead and mail us a copy instead. And this could be a paper from a previous class. It could be an essay that you write originally for the application. If you are going to submit something that is published or where you're not the only or first author, please indicate which sections that you contributed to. And then I would encourage you to submit another piece where you are either the sole or primary author. We'll also require official transcripts be submitted to us. We'll need the official transcripts from any institution you attended post-secondary school. For those applying to our master's and graduate certificate programs, almost all of our programs have 3 start dates a year. Our spring semester, which begins early January, our summer semester, which begins in either May or June, depending on the class and year, and then our fall semester begins at the end of August. For these programs, we have a priority deadline of either March 15th or October 15th, and it stays those days every year. If you submit before the priority deadline, you'll have priority review. If you're unable to make that priority deadline, that's fine. We accept on a rolling basis after the priority deadline. If you have any questions about where you are in that process or what makes sense for you, maybe if you haven't finished your program yet, go ahead and reach out to me or another admission counselor, and we're happy to answer those questions specifically for you. Very similar documents that you'll need to apply, such as statement of purpose, resume, letters of recommendation, and your official transcripts. For those that are applying to our coordinated program, the Master of Science in Nutrition, Healthspan, and Longevity, please note that there's also only one admission cycle per year for this program, and it's going to require you to submit 2 applications. You need to submit one on the USC portal, and you need to submit one on the DICUS portal. If you are unable or only submit one application, you will not be considered for the program. We have to have both applications submitted. With this program, you are also going to need to upload your prerequisite template with the 11 classes that are completed before the start of our program and your 40 hours of shadow experience under a registered dietitian document. If you are an international student, I encourage you to scan the QR code now, as it will lead to the most up-to-date international requirements, such as country-specific guidelines, and if you are required to submit English language proficiency test scores. USC does now accept 4 different test scores, such as the TOEFL, the IELTS, Cambridge, and Pearson. You can check the most recent test scores, as some of these have updated from either old testing, evaluation metrics to new ones and new scores. The numbers that are listed on the left of the dash or the slash are for the master's programs, and the ones on the right are for the PhD programs. If you do not meet these scores that are listed here or on the website, go ahead and reach out to an admission counselor, as there may be other options for you. One way to bypass this is if you have a bachelor's or master's degree completed in the United States or another Anglophone-only speaking country. So I hope and I thank you for your time to listen to me all the way up to this point about all the different types of career pathways, industries, and degree programs that can help you access those types of jobs, careers, and opportunities. We have talked about how to enter law, academia, research, the pharmaceutical industry. You can go into education. You can work with banking, finance, economics. You can start your own company, be an entrepreneur, or go into the technology and consulting routes. Those of you that are interested in faith-based organizations or community service, nonprofits, grassroots organizations, NGOs, you can do that with our degree programs as well. So I would like to thank you for your time, for sitting through this. And if you have any questions, want to visit our campus, get to know and delve into some of this information deeper, feel free to reach out to me. The best way is to either scan this code and submit an inquiry form with your questions or email me directly.